In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. Federal government orders Texas to delay November SNAP benefits amid shutdown. Abbott mobilizes state resources ahead of Texas flash flood threat. San Antonio Food Bank unveils new plan to boost hunger relief efforts. Medical firm blasted for mailing unsolicited cancer test kits to homes. PACCTX Gala shines spotlight on Filipino-American excellence. PH Consulate officials grace UPAA Awards Night Gala in Houston. Eman Atienza, daughter of Kuya Kim, dies at 19.
Good day, I am Neska, and tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America, especially in the state of Texas. So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the Texas Division of Emergency Management to activate emergency resources ahead of a powerful storm system expected to sweep across the state beginning Thursday night and continuing through the weekend. The National Weather Service warns the system could bring severe thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, isolated tornadoes, and heavy rainfall that may trigger flash flooding. The first impacts are expected in West Texas, the Panhandle, the South Plains, and North Texas before shifting south and east through the weekend. Areas at risk include the Concho Valley, Permian Basin, Big Country, Hill Country, Piney Woods, Brazos Valley, Golden Triangle, Deep East Texas, and communities across South, Central, and Southeast Texas. Abbott says the state is prepared to support local jurisdictions as conditions worsen. He urges Texans to monitor forecasts, check road conditions, prepare emergency plans, and follow instructions from local officials. The Texas Secretary of State's office has launched an investigation into more than 2,000 registered voters flagged as possible non-citizens. Election officials say the names were identified through routine data checks and have been forwarded to local election offices for verification. Letters have been sent to the individuals asking them to provide proof of citizenship to keep their registration active. State officials did not release the specific criteria used to flag the records, but emphasized that safeguards are in place to ensure eligible voters are not improperly removed while the review is underway. The Secretary of State's office is coordinating with local authorities and says updates will be provided as the verification process continues. The ongoing federal government shutdown is putting food assistance at risk for nearly 900,000 residents in the greater Houston area. If the shutdown extends into November, the state warns that Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, benefits may be suspended. In Harris County alone, more than 642,000 people, covering about 300,000 households, rely on SNAP. The average benefit is $395 per household per month. Children ages 5 to 17 make up the largest share of dependents. Nearby counties including Brazoria, Chambers, Fort Bend, Galveston, Liberty, Matagorda, Montgomery, Waller, and Wharton face the same risk. Texas officials say November benefits will not be released if the shutdown continues, leaving families who rely on SNAP facing immediate gaps in access to food. The Houston Food Bank is directing residents to emergency food distribution and meal sites. Their hotline is 832-369-9390. SNAP recipients can also visit yourtexasbenefits.com or contact Texas Health and Human Services for assistance. Authorities are urging affected households to seek alternative food resources now in case benefits are delayed or halted. The Houston Avenue Bridge has been struck by vehicles 72 times so far in 2025, according to the Texas Department of Transportation. The repeated impacts have cost more than $400,000 in damage and forced multiple shutdowns on Interstate 10 for inspection and debris removal. The bridge's clearance is 14 feet 3 inches, low enough that trucks with tall or oversized loads must obtain special permits or use alternate routes. TXDOT says many of the crashes involve trucks traveling without permits or outside approved corridors. 3 warning systems are already in place to alert drivers before they reach the bridge, but officials say some operators ignore the alarms. Engineers have rated the bridge's clearance as intolerable, giving it a score of 2 on a 1 to 9 scale. Even so, they say the structure remains sound after each incident. The bridge is slated for demolition as part of the White Oak Bayou I-10 elevation project, which begins in early 2027. The project will raise I-10 above the floodplain and rebuild the crossing to eliminate the clearance risk. The most recent bridge strikes were reported on October 5th, September 8th, and May 6th.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered state agencies to clear homeless encampments in Austin, citing growing public safety risks. State-led teams removed 48 encampments and collected more than 3,000 pounds of debris. Officials say they found weapons, drug needles, and other hazardous materials during this sweep. Authorities made several arrests, including 24 repeat felony offenders and individuals wanted on outstanding warrants. Illegal drugs, firearms, and drug paraphernalia were also seized. Abbott said the operation was launched in response to complaints about deteriorating conditions in public areas and to protect communities and state-owned properties. The Texas Department of Public Safety coordinated the effort with other state agencies and worked alongside Austin officials during the cleanup. Further enforcement actions are expected if encampments reappear. The Texas Education Agency has announced it will take control of the Fort Worth Independent School District due to overall performance concerns. The decision places Superintendent Karen Molinar and the current elected board under review. Their positions could be replaced by a state-appointed board of managers, with all roles subject to reapplication. Reaction from the community was mixed. Some parents and alumni expressed frustration, noting the district had recently shown gains in state accountability ratings. Others said the takeover could bring needed reform. Fort Worth Mayor Matty Parker called for calm and urged the public to support teachers and students throughout the transition. The Fort Worth ISD Board of Trustees released a statement opposing the intervention, arguing that elected local leadership is better positioned to continue improvement efforts. The TEA says the application process of superintendent and board of managers will be open to public. Additional details are expected as the transition timeline is finalized. The San Antonio Food Bank has activated an emergency response plan to help nearly 190,000 South Texans affected by the ongoing federal government shutdown. The agency says food insecurity is rising across its 29-county service region as federal support stalls. To meet demand, the food bank says it needs an additional $500,000 each week to move 1 million extra pounds of food into communities. The shutdown has disrupted SNAP benefits for roughly 3.5 million Texans, including 1.7 million children, increasing pressure on local food resources. In response, the food bank has expanded regular distributions and added special events for unpaid federal employees. Spokesperson David Kim says the need has surged and is urging the public to donate or volunteer to help stabilize access to food. The organization also launched a public awareness campaign and strengthened partnerships with local groups to reach households facing hardship as the shutdown continues. Further updates are expected if federal aid remains suspended. Exact Sciences, the maker of Cologuard at-home colon cancer test, is facing scrutiny after thousands of Americans say they received kits they never requested. Houston resident Nancy Delapa says a Cologuard box appeared at her door even though she gets routine colonoscopies, and her doctor never ordered the test. Her physician confirmed no request of the test. Delapa also recorded a call with an Exact Sciences representative who told her that her insurance plan had targeted 400,000 members for kit distribution. The Better Business Bureau of Wisconsin has logged at least 376 complaints with similar claims, including reports of bills ranging from $500 to $700 after recipients assumed insurance would cover the test. Exact Sciences says the kits are sent through insurer outreach programs that identify members overdue for screening and authorize orders through licensed clinicians. The company says 94% of patients pay nothing and participation is voluntary. Medical experts are urging caution. Dr. Eric Haas, chief of colorectal surgery at Houston Collins, says screening decisions must follow physician consultation, proper timing, and medical oversight. Even when at home, tests play a preventive role.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel. Filing taxes, dealing with tax debt, or facing IRS actions is stressful, but you don't have to go it alone. Call 832-674-0829 or visit www.taxresolutionesq.com.
President Donald Trump is signaling the U.S. military operations against Venezuela-linked drug trafficking could expand from the sea to possible land strikes. In recent remarks, Trump said the administration is considering ground-level action against individuals and groups accused of moving narcotics into the United States. The comments mark an escalation in Washington's interdiction strategy. Until now, U.S. forces have focused on maritime missions aimed at intercepting shipments the administration says are tied to Venezuelan trafficking networks. Officials framed the effort as both a national security and public health response to the drug supply entering the country. Trump did not provide a timeline, target locations, or operational details or for potential land strikes. And the administration continues to argue that President Nicolas Maduro's government protects criminal rings and enables drug commerce. Venezuela rejects those claims and accuses the United States of using narcotics allegations for geopolitical purposes. No formal military order for land operations has been announced, but U.S. officials say planning and assessments are ongoing. Ombudsman Boying Remulla says former Representative Elizalde Co is likely to face criminal charges in connection with alleged corruption tied to flood control projects. The investigation focuses on a 289.5 million pesos flood control project in Mindoro that officials classify as a ghost project, one that was funded but not built. According to the ombudsman, evidence gathered so far points to Co's alleged role in the questioned project and the disappearance of funds intended for infrastructure. The probe is now moving toward possible prosecution. Remulla says the case is part of a broader effort to enforce accountability in government contracting and ensure public funds are used properly. Further actions are expected as the investigation advances. Israeli lawmakers have advanced bills that would annex parts of the occupied West Bank, moving the proposals into committee review in the Knesset. The measures seek to extend Israeli sovereignty over large areas of the territory, though they are still at an early stage and would require full Knesset approval and additional steps before taking effect. The legislative activity coincided with a visit to Israel by U.S. Senator J.D. Vance, whose meetings with Israeli officials took place as the annexation proposals were being discussed. His trip added an international layer to the timing of the move. Western governments and international organizations have repeatedly warned that unilateral annexation could undercut peace negotiations and jeopardize prospects for a two-state solution. When asked in September, President Donald Trump said he would not support Israeli annexation. The current U.S. administration has not issued a clear position on the latest bills. The annexation proposals remain under committee review, with additional legislative hurdles ahead before any change on the ground could occur. Filipino-American community leaders, business professionals, and public officials gathered Friday night at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions in Round Rock for the Philippine-American Chamber of Commerce of Texas, or PACCTX, Legends and Leaders Gala, a formal celebration recognizing the achievements of Filipino Americans across Texas. The program opened with registration, networking, and a ceremonial ballroom entrance, followed by musical performances, the U.S. and Philippine national anthems, and a parade of colors. Pastor Joseph Ramientos delivered the invocation. Joyce Garcia, Greater Austin Region Chair, gave the first welcome, followed by an official message from State President Attorney Eileen Ligot Dizon. Vice Consul Tanya Guarano delivered a diplomatic message on behalf of the Consulate General of the Philippines. Entertainment featured a performance by Dessa, known as a powerhouse diva. Jean Irizarry, Vice President of Public Affairs at Samsung Electronics America, gave the keynote address after an introduction by PACCTX Executive Director Gary Ilagan. The evening continued with an awards ceremony, sponsor recognition, raffle draws, and closing remarks from Alfonso Lucin, Greater Austin Region Vice Chair. The gala concluded with entertainment and dancing, hosted by Masters of Ceremonies Michelle Neal and Cheryl Eccles. Consul General Gunther Salas and Vice Consul Tanya Gaurano attended the awards night and gala of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in America. The event was hosted by the UPAAA Houston chapter under President Christine Suarez Ascona. In his remarks, Salas cited UP's motto of honor, excellence, and service, saying those values continue to drive efforts for social change among Filipino professionals worldwide. UPAAA honored alumni from health, engineering, the arts, and other sectors for their professional contributions. The gala served as a closing event of the two-day UPAAA biennial Grand Reunion and Convention. UPAAA President Dr. Winston O'Malley led the organization during the celebration. Attorney Marian Regidor, Vice President for Public Affairs, represented the University of the Philippines at the event.
For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning.
We'll sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning, or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit Dizon Law Firm.
Spurs Sports and Entertainment is investing $10 million to transform the organization's former practice facility into the new Spurs Impact Center, a permanent community hub focused on workforce training, wellness support, and educational services for San Antonio residents. Renovations began in late 2024. The site, once used by iconic Spurs players, will now serve the public with programs aimed at uplifting underserved communities. Spurs Give, the charitable arm of SSNE, is leading the initiative and is accepting inquiries from groups interested in offering programs in this space. The Impact Center is being built as a flexible facility that can adapt to changing needs in job development, mental health access, and academic support. It will also host wellness and community engagement areas. SSNE says the project reflects its long-standing commitment to using sports as a platform for social good. Residents have welcomed the effort, citing growing need for accessible support services. The first phase of renovations is set to finish this fall, marking the start of programming and a new chapter for the former training site as it shifts from athletic use to a public serving community resource. Paris Olympic double gold medalist Carlos Yulo added to his decorated career Friday, winning bronze in the men's floor exercise final, the 53rd FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Jakarta. Yulo posted a score of 14.533. He previously claimed the world and Olympic titles in the same event, winning gold in the 2023 Paris Games and at the 2019 World Championships in Stuttgart. The latest podium finish reinforces Yulo's status as one of the sport's elite performers on the global stage. South Korean singer Park Boom's agency D Nation says she has not filed a lawsuit against her former label YG Entertainment, despite online claims suggesting otherwise. Park Boom, formerly of the K-pop group 2NE1, recently posted a document on social media that appeared similar to a legal filing. The document alleged she was owed a large sum and accused YG CEO Yang Hyun-suk of fraud and embezzlement. D Nation clarified that her settlement related to 2NE1 activities has already been resolved. The agency said Park Boom is currently focused on treatment and recovery and has suspended all professional activities. YG Entertainment has not issued a response to the allegations. Television host Kuya Kim Atienza and his wife Felicia have confirmed the death of their daughter, 19-year-old Iman Atienza. The family issued a public statement announcing her passing but did not disclose the cause of death. They have asked for privacy as they grieve. Iman was the second of the couple's 4 children. Condolences and tributes have poured in from friends, colleagues, and members of the entertainment industry following the announcement. No information has been released about memorial services or planned public tributes. The Atienza family thanked the public for the support and requested that their privacy continue to be respected during this period of mourning. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. Stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clearest skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On October 26th, Sunday, the highest temperature is around 84 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect partly sunny skies and mild conditions. On October 27th, Monday, the high will reach approximately 86 degrees Fahrenheit and the low near 63 degrees Fahrenheit. A warm day with mostly clear skies. On October 28th, Tuesday, the temperature peaks around 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 66 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly sunny and pleasant. On October 29th, Wednesday, the high may reach about 88 degrees Fahrenheit and drop to 67 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. Expect partly cloudy skies with maybe a light shower. On October 30th, Thursday, the high is near 86 degrees Fahrenheit with a low around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. A comfortable day with sunshine and few clouds. On October 31st, Friday, likely a high of 88 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Mostly sunny and mild, great for any outdoor Halloween plans. On November 1st, Saturday, the highest temperature may hit around 91 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm and mostly sunny with little chance of rain.
So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Santina from Lawin Media Network. Have a great day.
Lawin Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.